Hello. Welcome, everyone. Happy Monday. Oh, it's Monday. All right, I'm bringing Jean. You're here. Come on. Hi.
How are you, my dear?
How are you, my dear? It's been too long since we've talked.
We were supposed to do February.
We were. What happened? Let's see. I'm changing our little thing up a little bit.
That's fine. It just a lot of things. I mean, I was waiting for you to reach out, but we got busy. So
thanks for reaching out to me, Jean.
My pleasure.
I think. So I want to know all about the amazing. So what's so cool, Jean, is since we last spoke, I've been seeing you coming on. I've been seeing you sharing your wisdom. I've been seeing you doing your Facebook Lives. I love to hear your voice and your wisdom being shared and just the courage that it takes to walk in alignment with how we're feeling inside. So, right? Trying to live authentically.
Right.
So tell me more.
Oh, it's been a crazy ride with life. I go from. I wonder why we're hearing that.
You're hearing an echo?
Yeah.
We had that earlier too. Joseph said sometimes headphones help. I don't know why.
Let me see.
Let me see.
I'm hearing.
Or sometimes there's a volume. There's two volumes up at the same time.
I had that problem with another guy. Let me see. I can bring that down a little bit. As long as you can hear me. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, that's better. All right. Basically, but life brings us ups and downs. And my life has been a lot more down than up. And no matter what I did, I could never achieve whatever I wanted. But when you believe in yourself and you empower people, I know you do this. So when you believe in yourself of whatever you do, doesn't matter if you sweep floors or whatever, but if you believe in yourself and you're the best at what you do, you really excel at that. And then you become the staple of other people to watch you. And then you learn from them as well as you learn from yourself. Because when we speak into a mirror or look into a mirror, we look at ourselves, but we don't see the true inner self. We don't see the person that's on the inside trying to get out. We just see we focus on what we see rather than what we really see inside. So,
rather than what we are inside.
Yeah. Right. And I think that's a big difference when it comes to people understanding one another. And I think a lot of that happens because we go into that growth spurt where we learn to enjoy our own lives rather than whatever happened in the past is in the past. And I know you preach and say this all the time, but you're 100% right. What was done yesterday is yesterday. What we do tomorrow and the next day forward is going to bring us to where we need to be, because everything is pretty much planned out. And, I believe in the secret and all that. But the real secret is there is no secret. We know about this.
Yeah. Well, and that's huge, because when traumas, circumstances, mistakes, experiences have happened in our past, and on a side note, they're never really a mistake, right? Just lessons learned. Experiences is really more like it. But when our mind is, not that I mean to call it untrained, but let's say it's a computer in need of a software upgrade. So we have some old data in there, and that old data is telling you, hey, you screwed up back there. You're not good. You're a failure. You are not as good as other people. You can't do that. You messed up. And when you hold on to that, every word that you speak is from someone who is screwed up. So you might be speaking, but you're speaking through all that crap that you held on to.
You're right. The trauma holds you back. And speaking from a perspective of, domestic violence and being bullied my whole life, if you don't rise above that, and you'll just stay in that state forever. And until you bring yourself out, it's like digging yourself out of the hole. And when I talk about motivational speaking, I always tell people, to dig yourself out of a hole doesn't mean it could be any hole. It could be a hole of financial. It could be a hole of emotional. It could be a hole of just dealing with everything around you at the time. If you don't ever dig yourself out, you're just going to be stuck there looking for somebody. You can have a hand up, but it doesn't mean that you're going to take that hand. It means that you're going to be stuck in that state because there's a comfort there. And I don't know what it is, but there's a comfort for you to stay there. And until you feel you've conquered your fear and deal with individuals and problems and let go of people in life, that's when you rise above.
Yeah. And easier said than done, right?
Yes.
But at least we're getting it out there that there is a choice. Right now, there's a lot of people who don't feel like there is a choice. They don't have any idea how to feel better. And they've probably maybe gone on medication, or they're self-medicating, or they're just living in this misery. And when you live in that hole, like you said, and I can hear some people probably saying, I don't want to stay here. I want to climb out of the hole. I just don't know how. And that's what I'm trying to do, is because I climbed and clawed myself out of that hole, and I didn't do it alone. I couldn't. God, source, the universe, whatever you want to call it,
right.
Angels, butterflies, and bees and badgers. God loves it all. God, I promise you, is not judgmental at all. So you can call that, that which is the great I am. I say NoNaMe, which is no name. NoNaMe. Showed me the way. Laid it out. It was either that or I did have a mental breakdown. I was in the midst of a mental breakdown. My mind broke. It was so unhealthy, and it was so toxic, and it was so out of whack due to all of the experiences and traumas and bits and pieces of nonsense I had picked up along the way that I had somehow input in this major data computer mind of mine. So I was like, oh, that person thinks I'm stupid. Let's put that in there. Oh, that person doesn't love me because they didn't call me. Because I'm unlovable. Let's save that one for later. We're going to think about that one later. Oh, my family didn't give me everything that I needed, so they must not care about me. Let's put that in there too. Oh, I mean, there was a lot of stuff in there, all of which was very unhealthy.
Yes.
And there was so much that it broke.
Yeah, and see, sometimes you have to go to the bottom, and go to the bottom of the hole to realize you're in such a place that you don't ever think you're going to get out. But there's always a choice to get out. There's always a chance to get out, and sometimes you have to do it on your own. You have to put your bootstraps up and try to, make this work. Because what is your alternative? You can be mad at the world. You can be mad at everybody around you, or you can be happy, loving, caring to everybody you meet. Not everybody's going to be like you or me. But the thing is, we shouldn't level ourselves down. We should level ourselves up.
That's key, Gene. Leveling up is key, because now leveling up means, which I feel you've come to this knowledge and wisdom as well through your own experiences, releasing the judgments that no longer serve you, releasing all your opinions that you have about everything. This is good and that's bad. Well, that's right and that's wrong. This should have happened. Oh, that should not have happened. All of that does is separate us further and create a problem. There's a problem there. Oh, that thing, that's a problem. Oh, and that expectation wasn't met, and now I'm going to punish you, right? So all of that dissolves and it goes away. And what's left is a clear mind. And in a clear mind comes out clear wisdom, and it allows your vibrations to stay high. Now what happens, Jean, to all of us, me, you, light workers and empaths, sensitive souls, we don't mean to do this, but if we're vibrating high and we're, again, I'm going to use the word trained versus untrained, and someone around us is down here and they're like, hey, what are you doing up there? I want you down here. I'm way more comfortable with you down here. And you're such a sweet, soft, compassionate, loving soul, as we're like, okay, this is a lot for you. Let me come down and meet you down here. No, I will not help anyone to come down. And now we're gossiping, and now we're talking about how crappy the weather is. Now we're talking about how bad things are and how, Uncle Bob hurt your feelings. And yeah, right. But it's us who are listening right now, who have a choice, who have actually, I'm just going to say it, a beautiful divine responsibility, if I can say it, to keep your vibrations high, so that when the little soul comes and wants to complain about all the terrible things going on, we have the beautiful lotus flower saying, come here, little soul. Everything is going to be okay. Maybe we should practice some forgiveness. Is there someone that you need to call? Where, maybe the past is the past. So rise versus sinking. And if we could teach this and make it not so woo-woo, more like scientific, because it is energy. I can feel it. Physics is proving it, so we just have to teach it to people to stay vibrating high, to keep their level up. And what so many people do, Jean, is the moment that they get around another person, depending on where their vibration pattern is, they link into each other and create this kind of circle. So now, even right now, I'm filtering my energy through your energy right now. And your energy is filtering it through my energy. And thankfully, we're at a similar vibration pattern, so it's a smooth interaction. But if we were at a different vibration pattern, our energy is going to begin to glitch, become unstable. We're not sure whose energy is getting stuck into whose energy. And even if you're a high, powerful light being and you're like, I got this, sometimes that can even get to you, and then you got to rebalance. So it's about noticing when your energy's dropped a few rungs and then rebalancing it, releasing whatever energy that's not yours. So I say this to myself all the time. If I'm feeling a little weird or unhealthy, I say, this is not my energy. Please remove this energy from my field. Please remove all energy that is not mine from my field right now. And my vibrations go right up. It's like magic.
Well, I think that the other thing is, and you'll agree with me probably, Kristen, is that a lot of people, it's repetitive over and over again. And that's what keeps bringing them down. I think it's the 30-day memory thing. My friend T. Allen Hayes in Texas, he's a writer, and he wrote spiritually about that people get that mindset that they can never get out of it, and they have that 30-day repetition over and over again, and they can't get out of it because they keep telling themselves, just what we talked about, that comfort zone. I don't want to come out of that comfort zone. I don't feel comfortable out of that comfort zone. I feel better when somebody is abusing me. And I don't know why that is. Our brains think like that, but that's just what our brains think. And we have to come out of that, like you said, and raise ourselves above that. And the only way to do that is to do at least 30 days out of that mindset. And it puts yourself in another mindset, especially where you and I are now. We're in a better place in time and space. But at the same time, we're helping a lot of people. They're listening to us. They're watching us and saying, oh, my God, I didn't know that guy was bullied. I didn't know that he had domestic violence. I didn't know he did this and that. But they're listening and saying, well, maybe me too. Maybe I can do the same thing. And the answer is, of course you can. Anybody can. Anybody can do what we're doing. It's just that they got to learn to come out of that comfort zone.
Yeah. And I've heard many times also, tell the truth. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. And I even don't realize how I filter. Like, oh, no, I don't want to share that information. And you have to share that information.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I don't want to. And it's like, but like you said, it's important for people to understand that we've been there. We've been through stuff. And I did have a mental breakdown, which brought me here, and I had suffered with addictions. And prior to that mental breakdown, I mean, I probably did every drug that you can imagine, all the alcohol you could imagine, but more than that, I was unhealthy. So I was really just trying to self-harm myself. You know, it wasn't necessarily about the drugs or the alcohol and then there was antidepressants and all sorts of stuff.
Yep.
But it was because I was in so much pain in my brain, I could not even stand to be in my own skin. It was like crawling. And so after my mind broke open and all that stuff went away, and then this was left, which was this peace on earth, I was like miraculously healed from overnight. And it was at that point that a voice began talking to me and working with me and saying like, so how do you feel? I'm like, I feel better, like so much better. Like, well, why do you feel better? What do you think happened? And I'm like, I don't know. It's like, well, if you find out what happened and you could teach it to others, could you imagine if all these other people started feeling like you? Because this was a miracle. I mean, I lived half of my life in pain and misery and suicide. And now all of a sudden, the rainbows are back and the butterflies are back, and I didn't go to a mental hospital, and I'm on no drugs, no pills, no alcohol, no nothing. I'm just like happy and at peace. What happened? And that's what I've been studying since that day, is what happened to me to make me feel healed like this. And it was nothing that happened to me. It was what was lost, what was released, what I let go of. And I had to let go of it. The past was gone. I actually couldn't remember anything anymore when the mind popped open. I had no memory. I still don't really have a lot of a memory. And then also because the mind really wasn't functioning, I wasn't overly concerned with the future because that didn't make any sense to me at this point. My mind didn't go there. There was peace. There was no future of, oh, I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to reach this goal, I got it, I have this accomplishment and this, the grasping and clinging of wanting what you never have, right? That was just gone. And so I began to say, okay, what is gone now? I had no more judgment about anything anymore. I mean, anything. So that was interesting. Like, when you have no judgment, I didn't even know like if I should get up and get dressed and what I should wear and why I should wear it. Why should I even get dressed? I didn't even understand. It was just like a beautiful reset button. And there was peace inside of that. And so I will spend the rest of my life trying to teach it.
That's beautiful. I mean, that's a beautiful story, but everybody's story can be the same. It's just that got to take that first step. And usually emotional, physical pain. Somebody say emotional pain's worse. I don't know if it is, because physical pain is it depends on how long it is. It could be like every day, and it could be for a lot of time. I had a bad back for years. So my physical pain was more than my emotional pain, but some people's emotional pain is more than their physical pain. So if you're trying to compromise or get past both pains, it's very hard. And at the same time, you're trying to get past it. The emotional pain brings, a lot of the problems, as you said. Then you got to, take all the different medicines to try to deal with just living every day and looking for the blue skies and the green, green fields and the green grass, or the blue oceans or anything like that, puppy dogs and butterflies, like you said. But yeah, there is no not believing that we can't achieve that, because we all can. It's just, again, who's going to take you to that point where you can get there, and how do you get there? Who takes the first steps? Do you listen to transformation tapes? Do you do some meditating? Do you do like a lot of people did, just cold turkey, and then their life gets turned around, but they fall right back to the same routine over and over again, because they didn't change their family, they didn't change their job, they didn't change their work surroundings, they didn't change anything around them. So everything, when they try to change, everything prevents them from changing. So the other thing is, like you said earlier, and we said, if you let go of certain things, one door, we always say one door closes and another door opens. But don't be afraid of closing that one door, because that's cutting all your opportunities and things out. I mean, today's world, because it's so technology driven, is open to every individual, every son, daughter, mom, dad. Everybody's open to it. And if they just grasp it and see the volume of that they can change in their people's lives and themselves, it's phenomenal.
Yeah. Well, and I love what you said, because change is can be fear generating. So the idea of changing partners, or the idea of changing work environments, the idea of changing jobs, the idea of moving, people get into their mind and they think about some kind of imagined future chaos. Oh, if I leave my partner, I'm not going to have this and this and this and this and this, and then I'm going to be alone. And then, well, if I leave my job, how am I going to pay my bills? What am I going to do? I'm going to be broke. And I can't leave this is where I've always lived. I won't know anyone there. Who am I going to call if I have a flat tire? Right? So we have this fear-based energy, and it stops us from our destiny over and over and over again, time and time again, because we're so afraid. Because again, remember, when my mind broke, the future disappeared.
Absolutely true.
So that fear was gone. It was just gone, and it's never quite returned. But guess what? The moment that I allow myself to move into the future, even on my shows, saying, oh, I have to do a show tonight. Oh, what's going to happen? Or what am I going to talk about? Or who am I going to meet? And then all of a sudden that comes back to me, and I'm like, oh, maybe I don't want to do a show. I don't really want to be doing this. I just want to, I want to go watch Netflix. I need donuts. Right? So I caught myself today. I said, no, I'm not allowing my energy to be projected into some kind of imagined future scenario that is false. And we do that at the gym. Why don't we not make it at the gym? We love it once we go. We all love it once we're there. Yep. But it's the idea, I got to get up and go. What if I don't know what to do? I'm going to be all sweaty. I don't know. We have in our heads, and it stops us. Oh, I can't. How am I going to write that book? I don't know if I can write it. It's people won't read it, or it's all that stuff in the mind that has to be cleaned up, tidied up, made a little clearer here. So Jean, tell me more about your radio. Tell me more about your radio. Tell me about the Roku. Should I be on the radio? I thought about it. Should I go and do the Roku? I thought about that too.
I think about it, and I think I don't understand why nobody else is on it and nobody else is doing it. But that's everybody's. It's everybody's choice. It's everybody's understanding that sometimes people don't feel comfortable doing something that's either new, or there's always got to be somebody that breaks it open. And then once somebody breaks it open, oh, I want to do it, and it's like taking that first step or the first baseball in a game. Somebody don't want to do it, but you have to do it. So the thing is, you don't know where you're going to be unless you do it. I mean, you try it, see if it works for you. If it doesn't work for you, then you just, you try it. But the thing is, this is something that keeps on giving. It's just like Facebook and YouTube. That we're at the beginning of what is starting out to be like a Netflix on a small basis.
Is this the Roku?
No, I'm talking about the Roku and the radio station. When I started in 1996, when I started this, I started it for my daughters because my two daughters were just being born between 94 and 97. So I wanted them to know music. So when I created the radio station network, I created it in the fact that I wanted all families to listen, and I wanted them to know different kinds of music. So that took me apart from everybody that was there, because I used to get emails from mothers that said, oh my God, thank God for your station, because the music that they play over here on the FM, it's like the DJ doesn't care, and they got all kinds of swear words and this and that. I'm like, well, that's why I created this, so you can have the music that you want, and at the same time have all the local bands and artists that you listen to or go see, and try to create an environment for everybody to develop and actually get into an eruption state where they're going to be welcomed by everybody. And when you start doing that and you're on the cusp of just creating that, many of us want to create things, but we're afraid to create them. As you said, the fear. It's like when you created your show. I mean, your show is so beautiful. It's great. Look at you. You're gorgeous. And it's so inviting to see the surroundings around you. But the thing is, it's always that one thing that we're afraid to do, and that holds us back. As you said, when I created the radio station, my wife was saying, she said, "You really want to do this? You sure you want to do that? Because if you do a show and you're going to be doing this," I never thought 20 years I'd be doing it. But it just so happens that when you have the bug and you feel like you can do something, you just do it. And you know what? You learn to do things that's unique that other people don't do. And you learn to do things that are great for families that other people don't do, because most people that run radio stations do it for profit, and that's fine. I have nothing against that. But my entire concept was not for money. It was for the families that wanted to listen, the families that wanted to contribute, the families that wanted to support me based on just listening. And that's how, you draw your numbers, and that's how long you do it. And, it develops into a great fan base. And then people, from all over the world know who you are. And then you start doing shows here and shows there. And then eventually, people like you. They love what you're doing, and they appreciate that. There's not a lot of people that do what I do. And some do, but they're either they love what I'm doing and they copy off of me, which is fine, because, that's what music was in the early days. It was people copying off of one another for another song. So copying off is a great form of not intimidating, but it's just so complimenting,
It's complimenting. Absolutely. Yeah. Well, again, what me and the girls were just talking about, it's about choosing our perspective. So sure, we could look at it as you just stole my stuff, or you could look at it as thank you for honoring my work. I feel very complimented in this way. So are you still doing the radio now, or are you retired from that?
No, still doing the radio. I just want to show you this. This is a song that I wrote with my co-partner. It's called Bonfire, if you can see it.
I can.
It's called Bonfire. That almost won a Grammy Award.
Wow.
And she sent this to me. This is it's on YouTube. You can find it. It's called Bonfire. But the bonfire, again, the concept of bonfire came from a idea, just like we were talking about, to create a flame that burns bright, strong, and heavy, and keeps creating. And more stuff you throw on the bonfire, the more it gets bigger and stuff. And a bonfire also came out from all the schools used to have, rallies, in the early 50s, 60s, 70s, all the way up to, to today, I think. But rallies were always good to prep up the sports people and people that were, just letting you know that you have support from them. And I think that's what bonfire was supposed to symbolize, because when I had the initiation of writing it, my idea was that's what it was. Building more of the same, creating more of what I'd done, but just creating more and more and more and more. And that's what the Roku channel is. You never stop creating, right? My Roku channel is totally different than a lot of people's, because it's not just YouTube videos. It's not just DVDs that I own, which is some people's content, but it's shows that I actually have on the radio station. It shows that we had at our live radio studio. It shows that, like I did tonight before I came on this show, we interviewed a guy named Johnny Patillo, who was from the doo-wop era, from the Duprees and Capri's, Danny and the Juniors. And the man is just a great entertainer, and he knows so much about the entertainment business. It was just an easy interview. So it's going to be stuff like that, but it's so important, because people get lost when they go to YouTube. People get lost when they go to Facebook, because a lot of Facebook content, as you know, won't play because it's either censored because, you're trying to help somebody, or the music censored because it's under royalty rights.
Yeah, I am
was
so
gonna
sad.
change
I
it.
miss music.
Right.
I have no way to play any. I can't even play my flute music. In fact, I picked up a ukulele. I said, I'm going to start playing my own music. They're going to try to keep the music from us, and I'm just going to keep playing. I'm going to learn how to play myself. Oh, I even have my flute. I'm like, I'm going to play my flute and my ukulele so that I have music on my show.
And now I didn't, that's something else I found out about you. I didn't know that you played music.
Yeah, I do. Well, my son is teaching me how to play.
Okay, so you're a musician. I'm a fellow musician too. I used to play bass guitar years ago, and then I also played the trumpet for 14 and a half years. But I had to give that up going into sports. But you know, my stories vary from things that I was going to do between sports and music. So, and of course, you know, like other people, you have to decide, do you want a family or do you want a family on the road? And, you know, I didn't take either. I took the family. So to be close to my girls, to be close to my wife, to be close to my family was more important to me to ever be on the road, because I know my fellow musicians always feel the same way. Boy, I wish I could have did things differently. You know, I miss all them times I'll never get back spending with my family, my kids. And I don't have to say that. I spent almost every minute with them.
Yeah. Yeah, they asked me to go out to LA to be not only on the dancing shows, because I was a ballroom dancer for my career. So they wanted me to go on the Dancing with the Stars and all that. But they also wanted me to go on the CW. They had all these plans, and I was just, you know, I was like, thank you for letting me know that I've reached my goal in life. That was my goal, was to go to LA, to be on the TV. But I had a 4-year-old, and I said, I can't go.
See, that's exactly what I'm saying.
And I don't regret that decision. I don't. Like, yes, I needed to know that I could have. Thank you for letting me know that I could have done that. That was, you know, that was important. But I would never have sacrificed being a mother, which I would not have been able to be a very good parent have I was stuck in that world. And they wanted me traveling, and they wanted me, and I said, I have a baby. I can't do it. I got to raise my baby. And I had another baby, and then I raised another one, and you know, yeah. So it was nice that I knew I could, and I'm glad that I stayed home, because also I was able to stay dancing, and that's what led me here to right here. And I wouldn't change this, to have this in my life, because this is peace. Like, I'm in peace.
Serene. Yeah, absolutely.
Day,
beautiful.
You know? Yeah, and the universe loves me, and I love the universe. We're like best friends. How can you compare to something like that, you know? And even being able to be here and talk on here, you know, and being able to share some of this information with others, because this is all a little bit new for me. I heard that I was going to be doing this. The universe was like, hey, you're going to be doing this. I was like, no. They were like, yeah. And I was like, when? And they said, prepare. And I said, okay. So I went to this happened at a park. I was at a park, a beautiful park, and it said, I heard the word One Tribe, and I saw a festival of us all being together, supporting each other, Lightworkers and Empaths and healers and artists and singers and musicians, and kind of like a big festival of all of us together supporting each other, but not based, like you said, on money. And the people are, well, you got to make money. You got to make money. And I'm like, I hear you. I do. But that's just not what I'm all about. It's all, for me, it's about healing people, because if we're healing people and we're supporting what they do and nurturing the arts, and like, if you have an artist inside of you, I would like to let you have a platform where you can sell your art, and you do not have to worry about $500 or $1,000 for just a table, because I met some beautiful artists with beautiful art that have no way to, they just know, I know it's so nice, but I can't pull it together. It's a lot of money to do. I don't know how to advertise. I don't know how to do all that. So my idea with this is I want to make it a non-for-profit, a community event. And I want it to be able to be sponsored by businesses who have the money to sponsor a beautiful community outreach event. Right. But I want to make it free. I want to make it free for the vendors and free for the people coming in, because the people coming in, I want them to buy from the vendors. And if the vendors happen, if if the vendors have all their bills paid at home, their mortgages paid, their kids are fed, and they've supported their business, if they can then donate a little bit of what their proceeds are to us. But again, I'm doing this so that they have a way to pay their bills, so that they feel honored, they feel taken care of.
Right.
And they're taken care of. And I just know the money will come on its own. I'm not even worried about where it'll come from. But now here's another, and I love this idea too. The businesses that I want to be able to sponsor One Tribe, I'm going to hand out a little bag, a little beautiful, those little bags, and all the businesses that support it, I want to put their little logos on the bags, and I want to like keep adding different logos to the bags, and you can put your material there. So whatever material you want. And if you sponsor it more, you have a little spot on the stage that you can promote your stuff.
I love
but
that.
It's free, right? So because this beautiful guy, I know lives on the side of the road. This guy, he's magical. He's young. He has no family. And he creates, and he creates this beautiful jewelry. He gets little pieces of metal and finds the stones and creates and he sells them right, on the side of the road. And I'm like, I want a place for him to be able to come and sell his stuff. Even if it's on a blanket in the One Tribe Festival, he can come right in, put his blanket, sell his jewelry, and have some money for himself. I feel like that's just what we need right now. And even my services for doing all these readings is, oh, you got to charge. And I'm like, I know. But so what I do is everything online is free. So whatever anyone needs a reading at any time, book it. If you're online like this, it's free. I understand you're in a public forum, but this benefits me as well. And you're getting a reading and it's free. If you want something private, here it is. You can pay for it privately. But those services, I think, how can I say, oh, you need a healing, you're in desperate need? That'll be $160.
See, that's the part that I don't understand when it comes to empaths and light people. I understand it. Everybody has to make money. Oh, I understand that completely. But what I don't understand is if you're trying to help somebody out of something, right? You might understand this. If you're trying to help somebody out of something, why must you always turn to it costs you blah, blah, blah? Why not talk about it first? Let's see if you can help the person. And if you can't, maybe they're not in the area to pay you for anything. But isn't it just nice to know that you can help somebody based on the fact of just helping them? Don't you think the universe is more happy or much more happier that you are reaching out of your whatever and saying, listen, you know what? I know it's going to, I've done this many times with radio shows, and I know I'm not a good business person, but when I say
we would just do everything for free,
you can have that radio show. I understand your situation, but I know you're a spiritual person, and we need this on the radio. We need this on the air. Now, I didn't do this just because I wanted the person to show. I did this because I had a message, and the message was, it's okay. You don't have to have money to get your message across. You don't have to have money to feel healed. You don't have to have money to know somebody else loves you. But what I see in the community, it's like, oh, you better have $60, better have $80, better have 100. See, I don't live that way. That's not me.
Me neither.
And I can't for the life of me go down that route.
I can't either. And that's why I have to find another way, because I cannot authentically in my heart operate that way.
Exactly. See, you and I are just like my friend Aurora Ray. She wrote a book called I Am. Okay.
Hey, look, I am.
Right. Okay. I'm talking right now, honey. She is in Spain. I'm going to set you up with her. She's one of the most beautiful people. She's a musician. She's messaged with a lot of the realm outside our world.
Yeah, I am is the code word for that realm.
And she is so spiritual and had a lot of travesty and things happen in her life. But you know what? She looks past all that. And she looks at the good in each one of us. And she's like I'm telling you, she's like a sister from another mother. And now I never had a sister or a brother because I'm an only child. But she's such a wealth full of music and information and knowledge and stuff that I would have never even heard of. But because she believed in what I was doing, and because she looks up to me, I cannot say no to anybody like that. I mean, it's like, it's like one of your big celebrities looking at you and saying, my God, I really look up to you. I'm like, wow, how is that? Because you're a celebrity. I'm like just a person that's just striving to just live every day and make my family happy and enjoy life and myself. But when somebody does that to you, you just got to have a different, it just pulls your heartstrings. And it's like, wow, this is really what love is about. Appreciating people, but not looking for if I'm going to gain financial thing on it. I mean, yeah, it's great if you can, but not everybody can. I have people that donate $1 to me every month, but they've been donating $1 to me every month for the last 3 years.
I mean, and that's beautiful.
Isn't that what life is supposed to be about? It isn't supposed to be about, give me $20, give me $60.
Yes, and this is why it's all going to be donation, sponsorship by choice. It Absolutely. Just has to be. It has to be for my soul to be okay with it. That's what it has to be.
You're 100% like me. I swear we're like just alike with that, because I feel so strong about this. And I've had arguments with people, and some of I have a team now. I didn't have a team a while ago. I just got a team like in about a week. They're advertisers and helping me with this. Now listen, I didn't know this was going to happen. I didn't know any of this was going to happen, but the universe and God, or source, as you say, is giving me all this. Now, why is he giving me all this? Because he feels, or she feels, that I'm doing right for humanity.
Absolutely.
So I'm getting a new website, a $1,500 website, pretty much for free. Yay. I'm getting everything done because they love what I'm doing, and the universe,
supports you. The universe.
Why should I go the other route? You see,
I can't do it vibrationally and energetically. I can't. So I'm like you. Like there will be another way.
Kristen, I love you so much.
We are going to pave a different way. We're going to just create a different model based on choice. If you have the funds to donate, to sponsor,
right,
please. But otherwise, I am here for you. I will never turn my back on you. Whatever you need, I am here for you.
That's so beautiful. So beautiful.
Yeah. And I do it to people even on the streets. I was on the phone last night with a woman I met on the street, called me, needed to speak to me. And then my Hassan, I met him on the streets, and I give him money every time I see him. And
you're so sweet.
The Bible. He speaks the Bible. Oh, and just this morning I had a nice little meeting with 2 homeless guys and a teen who needed some help. And we just sat there and talked about God at Dunkin' Donuts for a while, and they needed some light, and the boy said, thank you so much. And I said, come on, he's a little light worker, healer, empath, needing some direction. The more people that we share.
You know about the palms, right? I have the 2 M's.
You do? I don't know about the palms. What does that mean?
M's mean long life, but it also means wealthy life. Because if you take the M's and you turn them around, it's W.
That's awesome.
I know. I just found that out like maybe a couple months ago. But
and I don't stress about where money comes from either. I just trust the universe is going to take care of me in all ways, and it always does. The universe cares for me and takes care of me, has my back, sends me money, sends me things I need.
See this?
Yeah.
One is a check from the universe for $10 million, and the other one is $50 million. Now, whether we reach that goal or another goal, I really don't care. But I'm living my life like I have it. I'm rich and full of love.
Yeah.
Right? So the money's secondary to me. But it's also primary, because if I don't think that I have it, I'll never have it.
Oh, yeah. And I can't wait. Like the money, I can't wait. If that comes in, like, I just think of the amount
about how many more people you're going to help. Think about how much you're going to be able to give to the food banks and
that's what I want.
Suffering. That's what the universe wants.
I want a big place, a sanctuary type of environment where people can come to learn about this, to
Yep.
learn how to live, to learn how to clear their energy, to learn how to live in peace. And I want to just make it so that everyone can come. I think Osho has a place. Osho has a big center somewhere over in Europe. And I want something like that where people can come and be healed. I want a healing center. It's a healing center.
If
But
you
it's
get
like,
what you want, you'll get it.
yeah, I want to share this knowledge, and I want the entire world to feel better.
And we both, and you know what? If you feel that really strongly enough, I think that you put that out in the universe, and the echo of the universe will come back and say, you know what, Kristen, your wish is our command, and and it's gonna happen. And you know what?
Oh my gosh,
you're gonna cry and you're gonna love it, but you know, that's the way it works. If you believe totally in yourself that you can do something like that or change a person's life, I mean, the universe looks like, wow, this real person really helped this person. Let's reward them. And that's really what it is. It's not.
That's what it is, Gene.
Yeah.
It's really not more complicated than that.
It's not complicated at all.
No, just share your love, share what you have. And so I'm in service to you all, to you, to the universe, to the people online, to the universe. I am in service to whatever is needed from me at this moment. That's
Kristen,
it.
We gotta figure out something. We gotta do a show, and we gotta do a radio show, and you know, we can do it on StreamYard too. But I'm telling you, you guys are going to get questions. People are going to ask you questions. But I think that would be coupled with me and people that I know and places I'm going, where I'm going now. That would be an awesome thing. What do you think about it? But
well, no. That's what I heard before you came on. I said, that's why I said, what's up with the radio and the show? Because I hear we'll be working together.
No, that's wonderful.
I'm not sure what that looks like yet, but I heard it.
That's wonderful. I've got, like I said, a whole advertising team, and I'm working with a couple companies now. I just worked out a deal with one of the companies last night. And I'll give a shout out to him. His name is JD. He's Chris Angel's brother, but he's got a big program set up. We're going to be under his umbrella of radio stations. He knows that I've been here doing it 26 years. We've been number one 9 years, going to 10 years here in New Jersey alone. He loves the numbers. He loves the fact that we were nominated National Music of the Award, Music Award of Station of the Year, and we're here in New Jersey, and 2 times awesome. Dark Music Award. So he knows that whatever is going on, it's not just me; it's other people that are creating that. And why are they creating that? Because they love what I'm doing. They love that I can do more than a lot of other people do.
Yeah, well, I was curious when I kept hearing and again, I don't know a whole lot about Roku. I don't even have TVs in my house really that work. I don't watch TV that much. But when I heard something like you wanted some kind of spiritual station or some kind of light worker station, some kind of thing that supports us, that is a healing, and I am behind whatever that looks like.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah, I'm trying to change the frequencies now. So actually, when you listen to any of the music that you hear on Help the Radio, you'll be healed because the music is healing.
So healing.
And that could be any music. And the thing is, if people don't understand, you can go to a spiritual station. They all play spiritual music and they play spiritual stuff. But unfortunately, you're not going to reach the masses playing that. It's like, you know what it's like saying, I'm going to take care of all the people that are in bars and drug addicts, but I'm not going to go in any bars or any corners. And you're never going to reach the people. So what we're doing,
exactly the message that I hear. God is like, go to the bar. Do you know what I do? My little fish depot, I literally heal all night long. The bartender is the only one who sees me doing this. And he's always looking at me because every conversation I have is about God. It's about light work. It's about healing. It's about, and how can I meet them if I'm not there?
Beautiful.
How can I meet the guys on the streets if I'm not in the streets?
I mean, I really love it. I love your concept. I love what you're doing. I did stuff with a lot of psychic people before. Years ago, I did something with one lady, and then a couple months ago, I did a lot with other psychics, but they've had other issues come up, or they didn't want to do it. They didn't see the energy. They didn't feel comfortable, and that's fine. I'm not going to force anybody.
Yeah, because I don't feel that way at all. I want to be able to work with you, and you're like you said, our vibrations are matching. So we're understanding vibrationally
Correct.
each other. So that helps to then get the message out because we're together.
It's so beautiful. I'm gonna make me cry because I'm a sensitive guy, and things like this make me cry. They just do.
They're so beautiful, aren't they?
They're beautiful.
Healing humans. So people are like, why
How
are
could
we
there be
here?
any other prerogative, though?
We're here to heal humans.
Right.
What?
Think about that, Kristen. How can anybody think that not healing people is their own prerogative? Not making money, not selling drugs, not going to therapy office every week, but just the regular healing. I mean, the med beds that are supposed to be coming out hopefully in June that I keep hearing about will heal the body emotionally, but physically, but emotionally, we won't be healed. We have to heal ourselves based on the fact when we talk to other people and when they understand what we're talking about. How does a person reach out that's a teen addicted teen to something? They won't listen to adults. Usually they won't listen to authority figures, but they'll listen to other teens. So it's us.
And they listen to me. Kids love me. I'm going to be speaking to the children. The children are my real goal behind all of this is the kids. I mean, I'm here doing what I can right now, but the moment, and there's a charity, a beautiful charity here called Kindness Matters down here, local one.
Yeah.
And she's in all the schools teaching the children, and she wants to work with me too to get into the schools. And I see myself speaking to high schoolers because I am such a big kid. I am such a kid. I will bounce around, and the kids love me because they know I don't judge them, and I love them for exactly
who
they are.
Who you are. Yeah.
Yeah, in this moment. So I'm going to talk to the kids too. If I could get a hold of them and give them some light, any little bit of light will help because it's a tough time. Our kids are struggling right now.
I know. And you know what? This generation will probably flutter a lot. But as long as there's people like you and I still around, and I'm sure there's other people that are like us, I mean, we'll get through it. But we just got to be compassionate and understanding and open up our doors to more and more people like that. Yeah, not everybody's going to have money. So that means what? You don't heal everybody? You don't
that's it. You don't get a healing. I'm sorry. You don't get a healing because you don't have $100. So don't get healed. That's
my point. So, how can you say?
Awful. I could never do anything like that.
So how can you say to somebody, I can't heal you because you don't have the money?
I could never.
How can anybody with a good heart even say that? I mean, I understand the financial woes and everything because you and I are there.
I don't understand why doctors do that. Real medical doctors.
Again, I don't understand.
How do they let children and people die because they can't afford the medicine or the surgery? I don't understand this at all. These are doctors who make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, and they let people die because they don't have insurance. It was sad. There was a husband and his wife. There were 2 kids, and he said, my wife can't afford the cancer medication, and the doctors are just going to let her die. I'm like, what? Or
blood pressure medicine,
and
that's why we can't.
And why are there starving people anywhere? I don't understand. We have so much food. It's okay. The more light that we spread, the more people that we heal, they will bring the food to Africa. The more doctors that we reach, they will help the people. What we're doing, every person who hears our words and every person who receives a healing will then share that healing with others, will then heal their families, will then pay it forward. So every single person we touch matters. Everyone matters.
That is so beautiful what you just said. That is so beautiful. I can't agree more with what you said. I mean, that's exactly where I want to be. If I have to be anywhere, it's to try to help heal people, not to hurt them. And not to make them have less money. I want to empower them. I want them to go out and create and make more money. That's why we're hiring sales associates, but we're not paying them. They're going to make commission based on what they do. So if they get advertisers, they can make their own money. They can set their own thing. And they're tied to a family-friendly radio station. And they're proud of that because there's not a lot of them out there.
Yeah. So, well, you're vibrating health and healing and beauty and kindness and compassion and service. And when you vibrate that out, the universe hears you and hears me and
Yep.
hears this conversation right now and will support us 100%. Whatever we need, as long as we're doing the universe's work, which we are, the universe is like, I got you. Let's do this.
And you know what? We're going to make mistakes along the way. But the thing is, we can find the problems and fix them. You know, it's fine because we're humans. We're going to make mistakes. It's the people that don't realize they're making mistakes and just keep making them.
Yeah.
We're human.
Yeah. We're going to make mistakes. We're going to go down a road and say, wait, that doesn't feel right. Vibrationally, this isn't in alignment with me. So it's necessarily not a mistake, but we're fine tuning our vibrations, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to go this way. No, it doesn't feel quite right. We're going to turn right around. I call it the yellow brick road, but someone's like, can mine be purple? I'm like, of course. So it's just this path. Yeah. It's this path where we want to walk on and stay on it. And when we step off of it, things get a little dimmer and a little darker. And when we keep walking off of it, things get a little more darker and a little more dangerous. And that's only the light's way of saying, come back. It's kind of dark over there. You might get hurt. And so you get hurt when you walk, you know, and it's just the universe's way of asking you to come back and turn around. You're going in the wrong direction. So as long as we stay in it. So that's why every choice and decision that I make, I'm like, vibrationally, how's it working? And vibrationally, my energy and body moves through the path that's laid out for me.
Beautiful. That is so beautiful. Well, you know what? I think we're done, but
yeah, we're done.
Let's stay in touch after this is over, and let's talk about availability in days and times that you're good. And I'll come up with something. If I have to, I'll give something else up. But it's important to do this show.
Well, I'm here. However you need me, I'm here. I want to be a part of whatever you got going on.
I love that. Believe me, I really love that because again, you see what's going on in my life, and I'm not just sitting back and watching things happen. I'm making them happen. So there's a difference.
Me too. It's the time now.
Yeah.
It's our time to call to action, to spread our light, spread our word. There's been a time in the past where we haven't had as much energy open to us, but something has shifted, and now it's time, call to action. We move, we shake every day. We're gonna do this. We have to do this. The earth is telling me now is the time.
You know what I want you to do? I want you to do two things for me. If we're gonna do this, that's great. But I want you to do if you can do a 30-second or a minute spirituality tip, and I'll play it on the radio all the time.
Okay.
If you can do like one a month, one a week.
Yeah, I could make a different one, right?
Right. And then what we can do is, I don't know if you have a website, but if you have if we can put it on our website, this is, Kristen's spiritual tip for the day. I mean, it's just little things to get people going. I mean, I would love that.
I would love it too. And do you know, I was also in Toastmasters for many years. And well, not many years, but a few years. And what I loved about them is they would say, okay, you have 3 minutes. What are you going to do? And I'm like, how do I change someone's life in 3 minutes?
Wow.
That's important. What words can I use? The simplicity of the words, the power of the words,
right,
in a minute.
You have to condense it. Well, you know what? You can do longer than a minute. I'm just suggesting.
Well, give me a time. Give me a time. Toastmasters trained me very well in speaking in my time frame, in my time limit.
You can do a 3 minute. You can do a 5 minute. I mean, that's fine with me.
Okay, and that's
not that long.
No, it's perfect. And what's beautiful about that is it allows the information to get shared in smaller, digestible nuggets. So it's not coming out them all at once, because sometimes this information has to settle, digest, take root, heal.
Seeds, planting seeds. Right.
Absolutely. It's about getting that seed in there. And that seed's got a plant, it's got a root, it's got some sunshine, needs some dirt, needs some water. Give it a week, give it a little bit of time. Then you get another little nugget of information, and slowly you rebuild that soul that way. And
you know what? If the right person listens to you, they may fund what you're looking to do with that, that healing center. I mean, wouldn't that be wonderful?
Exactly.
Maybe, and that's where we're going with this too. Absolutely. We don't even know if it's going to catch on, but
yeah,
we're going to do it anyway because
I'm gonna do it anyway.
can.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, because the universe always has people hear the message when they need it, whenever they need it.
That's so true. So
Yeah.
true.
Well, I love what you're doing too. So thank you, Jean. We promise we're going to stay in touch. We'll talk. I'll come up with my little topic of 3 or 5 minutes, and then you'll tell me how we can work together. And I'm on board. However I can support you, I'm here.
Beautiful. Thank you. And yeah, well, and again, don't forget to promote yourself, your Facebook page, whatever you have to within that time too. So because even though there's a little bit of time, it's sort of like a self promo, adding with, you know, what your tip is, because they're going to remember that, you know, either before or after, you know?
Yeah, good idea.
Who you are,
I'm working on getting a little better with that.
Right.
And I think I'm going to open because right now I have no way for anyone to pay me anything. So, and I know some people have asked, so I think I am going to do, I don't know if it's a GoFundMe page or a sponsorship page, or there's a podcast that I love to listen to. It's called Morbid. It's a great podcast. And the girls are adorable, and they're doing what we're doing, not in a spiritual sense per se, but they have little sponsorships. So you're like a zombie sponsorship, or like a cannibal, or like, and it's like a $10, $20, $50 sponsor.
Right. And people pay.
They do. Every week they just, the show is free. They appreciate being able to listen to it, and they like, that is their way of saying thank you. So that's an honest, true gift there.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a beautiful concept.
You know, and we can even have that. I mean, I can talk to my friend that does the websites and codes. I can even talk to him about maybe doing something special when you go live, you know, on your Facebook page. You pop right up on our website. So
that's
people,
awesome.
You know, so you'll get everybody that's part of us will get to see you and, you know, who you are. And then your information will be there on the website. And there might even be able to be a chat there where they can chat with you at the same time you're doing stuff live. So you can answer questions or things like that. And that interactivity is also going to bring you a lot of people say, oh my God, you know, I really want to donate to this lady. She's really awesome. So again, there's all kinds of ways to make money. It's how we do it. You know,
and I know people will appreciate the fact that we're not charging them, that we're not like, I just know they will. I know it, but I would appreciate that. I would support someone doing that personally.
Absolutely.
You know? Yeah. I love it. All right, Jean.
Thank you for letting me be here. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. I have one question. You have all this great music. Can we really not play any music on any of this? Because we'll get the Facebook won't let us play any music at all.
Well, because of royalty rights, a lot of them it's blocked. So that's why I started the ROKU channel, because once I learn how to stream on there, my station, it'll be on there live, so people don't have to worry about it. But we're still on Alexa, we're still on Google, you know, we're still on the HamiltonRadio.net, and I'm going to be on my HRTV, which is the new Roku channel, but that's going to be a lot set up on e-commerce and stuff like that for us to, again, to work with the people and make some money. Hi, honey. My wife's just over here.
Hi, honey.
No, I'm almost done. I'm talking to Kristen. You remember Kristen, right? And we're actually doing live. I don't want to hold her up. And this is my wife, children's book author.
Hi.
Children's book author. Hi.
Yeah, do you remember her, right?
It makes it sound like a big thing. I mean, I have a second one.
You wrote a book, sweetie.
That's beautiful.
And nobody's contacting me.
I have a beautiful artist. Her name is Shirley. She's going to design my energy healing cards. She's just a beautiful artist, and she loves children. And I think you guys would really get along. So maybe I can send her information to you.
Oh, please.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, because the lady that does my publishing, you know, she said if I get any other illustrator, you know, that can work with, because I do have something, you know, a couple other things I would like to
do. And I love her art. It's very she does also, she paints all the children's faces, but it's got such a lightness to it, or so colors, or so it's just, she's a beautiful artist.
Oh, that sounds great. Yeah, because this one story I have is kind of like a family story, you know, when our daughters were small, and I have a picture of them, you know, the way I want them to look in the story. You know, we used to go to the Amish country vacation. There was a water park, and it's just, I don't know, just a cute little.
You have an idea. Me too. I have an idea about which card, like, I'm going to tell her I want this, and this in there. And I'm kind of going to work with her as well. And I know she's affordable, and you know, so
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
that'll work.
Kristen and I are going to work
Yeah.
together. We're going to do a show on
nice, and yeah, we'd like to
readings and
buy the
stuff.
cards when you get them too. You know?
Yeah, I know that. I'm super excited about it. I have that like courage just to get it done, and that people have been asking me to write. Like even you just asking me to write, that's helping me to just get back and get to writing. Pen to the paper, right? Because if I could write, to be honest, if I could do anything, it would be write for the rest of my life. I would just write. I would love to receive money just to write, and you know,
yeah, it's a great escape, right? You know, I mean, I like drawing too, but I mean, I wish I was an artist. I took an online drawing class, and I got to get back to it again, you know, because then it keeps me from thinking, you know, being anxious, you know, and stuff. Yeah,
it is very healing. They have, you know, the writing. It brings the energy out of the brain, which is overthinking, into the body.
Well, that's her. I mean, Kristen, really, she really needs you more than anybody.
I know. I would love to do a reading for you sometime. I really would. If you want to come on next week, if you want.
Oh, sure. Yeah, that would be great. You know, there's just so much going on. I mean, it's going to be a year. My mom passed away and I'm grieving, but I'm seeing some paranormal activity. So
energy's changing,
different things, you know. I mean, it makes me feel good to know that she's near. I just want to hug her, you know, and
she's there.
Energy. You can just reach out. Yeah.
It's energy. And I lost my best friend last year, and I lost my other best friend the year before.
I'm sorry.
So both of my best girlfriends are on the other side. So sometimes I'll be like, I could really use a coffee and a girl's day, but you're not here. But for the most part, I feel them. I hear them. They are always with me, and decisions that I'm making, they are right here with me. So they're not gone. It's just they love me differently now. They send me signs and symbols, and they send me songs on the radio, and they send me little messages through other people. And so, and Natalie just sent me 2 beautiful French women, because Natalie was French and I hadn't heard her voice in so long. So the 2 women on my show were both from France, and they sound just like her. And I'm like, oh,
that's amazing.
Yeah.
You know, Kristen, that's amazing that you say that about the radio, because I can't tell you how many times I have gotten emails from people that said, oh my God, I tuned into your radio and I heard the song exactly what I was thinking about, or made me feel a certain way. I was feeling down and I got really, really great. I felt really great afterwards. And I wanted to share that with you, because when they say that to you, it's like the universe is reading what people want at the same time, making it happen for them. Yeah,
that's exactly what's happening.
Yeah,
exactly.
Well, I feel a certain energy, right? I feel a certain energy with the radio station because of that, and that's why I won't let it go. That's why I told her I can't let it go. I can't.
You love it, and that's okay, and that's beautiful. You love it, and I love dancing, so I can never stop dancing either. I'm a dancer.
She's a dancer. She's a ballet dancer.
Yeah,
ballroom dancer.
Yeah, professional ballroom dancer. That was my career for 20 plus years. Yeah. So, but I'm retired. I retired from that, but I love it. So it's one of those things where I'm kind of retired, but I still need that in my life.
Right.
I need it. I cannot live without it. And I love that you've written a children's book. That's something I want to do as well. That's in my list of books. I have some books that are going to come out, some energy cards, definitely some children's books. So I'm working on all of that too in the next year.
Oh, beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah. Well, you know, we'd like to see them, you know.
Well, yeah, we get to cross high. Look at the books that are her book, my book. There's another beautiful girl in a yellow dress I met. She wrote a children's book, and she had this, she was adorable. And I just love you're giving beauty to our world. That is a gift to us and
to the children. And that's the best part. You're teaching, like her book, Snowflake, it was supposed to be teaching courage. You know, the kids that have courage, because it found the courage. So, you know,
I mean, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. My writing group, you know, I had already pretty much finished, but I could have did a little more, you know, for courageousness. But the thing is, this little kitten was afraid of everything. And then it was the love of her siblings when they went missing. You know, she felt she had to do something, you know, so.
I mean, it's a beautiful message.
Yeah.
And you can always, you know, have a second follow-up too, you know, you create a little character as the character learns and grows and gains the courage and gets stronger, because a lot of kids are struggling. you know, and a lot of kids have that anxiety. That's a big one too, that you said sometimes the anxiety, the kids have a lot of that going on. So there's a lot of stuff. And if we can share some light with them, and that's another form of healing too.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a healing message. So we're all healers.
We are healers. Yeah.
I always get that when
Well, it's her show. She's live now. So I don't know.
I'm in no rush at all.
Do you want to sit and talk to her on the live so I can go eat? Can she sit and talk
like,
to you?
I'm hungry. Yeah, I want to hear what she has to say, and then we're going to wrap up.
Yeah, I just have one thing just one thing I just
I'll talk to you later.
share.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Sometime when I'm at work or if I need a little bit of inspiration or something, I'll bring up online the angel cards, you know, just to see what, you know, or like I'm trying to look at like the daily inspiration for the day or something. And more than once it has said, it came up about being a healer. But I'm like, well, you know, I mean, that would be great if I don't really believe that I am, but if I, you know, because if I could heal myself, you know, certain things that, I mean, I believe in groups and things like that.
I can tell that you can heal through your writing.
Okay.
Yeah, you can heal through your writing. Your words will heal not only yourself, but those who read them through your writing. So you'll channel that healing. So any of that anxiety or any of those anything that you are battling with, put it in your book.
Okay.
And come up with a solution. Have that character heal from that. And you'll find yourself healing, and you'll find everyone who reads that book will also experience a type of healing. And you do have the ability to heal. You absolutely do. So let go of that thought that doesn't think you can.
Okay.
Right. Let that one go and keep writing. I see a series. I see books, and I see healing messages in them.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can develop that, you know, if you want to. Me too. We all have our choice. I can do the same. I just need to sit myself down, clear my schedule, and get pen to paper and give myself the faith, not let myself be afraid it's not good enough, or afraid no one's going to read it, or not sure if it's going to, right? I have to get all that stuff out of my head, exit out. No, thank you. None of those thoughts. And then, you know, allow the energy to create. Allow your soul wants to create this beautiful gift.
Yes.
You know, and you're the only one who can do it. Nothing I say or Jean says or anyone else. It has to come through your words, your mind, your words, your energy, your creation, you know? So I can't wait to see it. And you're an inspiration to me as well, because you've created a book and I'm working on a book. So now I have someone ahead of me who's accomplished a goal that I can now follow in your footsteps. So that's empowering for me too. Yeah. So even your children seeing you do that, and your friends seeing you do that, you are showing us what accomplishing a goal looks like and feels like, and that it can be done. So we get to use the courage that you have used to accomplish this goal. I get to use that courage now because you did it, so I can do it. So I have your courage now.
Oh,
and that's healing too. So thank you. And I look forward to seeing it again. Your book, I look forward to seeing it. I look forward to seeing your new book. I will send you Shirley's information so you can maybe talk to her and see if that works. And we'll go from there.
Okay, sounds good.
And have you ever played with energy angel cards at all?
Well, we have a friend who has done readings at the station, but I mean, I've never done them myself.
Well, they're super fun to, you can buy them off Amazon, like $20 or something. And Doreen Virtue.
Oh yes.
She has some really beautiful angel healing cards. And I played with those for years, meaning I would just shuffle and it pulls the type of message that your energy is aligning with at that moment. So your energy has this vibration pattern, and the cards link into the vibration pattern, and messages can come through to you, not only from your mother, but from the angels. And so when the card pulls, you'll have a little book and you'll read the little book, and that's how you can get messages, and that's how your mom can communicate to you a little better. Yeah, so that's how they communicate with us, and it's a little easier than just getting it straight to our head, because sometimes our heads are so busy and full of thoughts, right?
Yeah, and I'm not always sure of things. Y'all say, oh, it just must be coincidental or something like that, you know, or sometimes I try really hard and then I feel bad, like, oh, why am I not seeing her in my dreams or something, you know? And
yeah, so those are the two things that you mentioned that will block communication. The first one is trying so hard to get it. When you try, you actually block it.
Okay.
Yeah. And then what was the other thing you said?
Well, when I want to see her in my dream,
yeah, there's something else. Both of what you said. Oh, the thought. I don't know what you said. Thoughts, anxiety.
I get feeling bad or like
doubt.
Doubt.
Yeah, you don't believe the messages when they come
through.
Yeah,
that's right. Second myself.
That's the second block. That's so when the message comes through, la 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 la, and you receive it for a moment, and it's there, and you're like, no, that's just a coincidence. That couldn't be it. And you go on to washing your dishes, and they're like, wait, we just gave you a message. You're like, oh, that's not it. So that happens too. And when they can't get through to you this way, they will speak to you through other people around you. So someone at the check cashing store will say something to you, or at the gas station. They will say something to you that will remind you of your mother, or a message you needed to hear. If they can't get it to you directly, it will come through the people around you. But I prefer to open my channel up. But it's fear and it's doubt that that's not real, or I don't know. And then the fear of not being able to see her. Those are all little blocks. So remove those from your system and allow the messages to flow. You know what? Accept whatever happens. I think that's it. If we accept all messages to come through, then you've opened yourself up to accept it. You're not anticipating it or wanting it or expecting it, because those three are more blocks. Anticipation, want, and expectations are blocks. So we have to completely allow the message to come through.
Okay.
Yeah, and that helps. And we have to trust the signs and the symbols when they come. So if you notice something, instead of saying that's a coincidence, say, I know that was you, Mom, right? It's probably your mom. I know that was you, my guides, my angels, God, universe. I know that was you. Thank you. I recognize that. And the more you say, I know it was you, and the more you notice it, the more the communication begins, because they're like, yes, she's listening. So now they want to talk.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So they're trying to teach you how to listen right now. It's like learning a light language, learning the language of light. So, and that's how we communicate with them now.
Oh, okay. So they don't give up and think, oh, she's got a head of steel, you know, we're having a hard time getting through.
I mean, they're always there, but it happens a lot. Yeah. And that's when, you know, a medium will come through or something, but they can speak directly to us if we let them.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you for coming on. Many blessings. And come on anytime you want a reading, anytime.
Okay. All right.
Okay. All right. Well, send my love to your family.
Okay, thank you. Have a good evening.
You have a good evening too. Bye.
Okay, take care. Okay, bye.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, y'all. Happy Monday. That was our show today. I really, really enjoyed having Gene on, and his lovely wife. Very proud of her for writing a book. Very proud of her. And it looks like Gene will be doing something on the radio or on Roku. I'm not sure what that looks like, but that's exciting too. Exciting news. Tomorrow is Tuesday. So I will be doing my 3 cards. Let's just see what they're going to be. Let's see what they're going to be right now. Because I didn't do my cards today, which is okay. But let's see what my cards are going to. I'm going to detail 3 cards because I promised you guys I would. I already did 3 cards, so you'll want to check it out. So here's the 3 cards. Oh, perfect. Creativity, existence, and moment to moment. Wow, 3 really amazing, beautiful cards. So these I'm going to read. I'm going to define tomorrow. Creativity, moment to moment, and existence. So I will have 3 about 30-minute videos back to back, and you can go check them out on YouTube. If these cards pull during one of your readings, you can get a little more in-depth knowledge of that. And then Tuesday, we have Ilanit coming. Her show is on. So don't forget, at 8 o'clock, Ilanit will be on. Conversations with Ilanit. And Wednesday is Joseph and I doing readings, messages from heaven. Oh, and guess what, y'all? I have to show you something. It's my birthday. And you guys are all invited wherever you are in the universe. You can all come. If you all want to fly to South Florida, you're invited. Joseph made this for me today. And look at it. That's what it looks like. It says Kristen's birthday bash. Save the date, April 17th, 6 p.m. Everyone is welcome. Come celebrate and dance. We're going to be at the Fish Depot Bar and Grill. So everyone in the entire universe is invited. Yay. Hopefully you guys can come. Okay, so blessings. I love you. Remember to do your meditations, please. Remember to practice self-care. Remember to detox. Remember to forgive who you need to forgive. If there's someone you need to call them. If there's someone you need to say you're sorry to, say you're sorry. If there's someone who maybe needs to say sorry to you and that they haven't, let's accept that, move on. It's in your past. You can forgive them from where you're at, you know. Probably inside they wish they could say they're sorry too. All right, so take care of yourselves, y'all. Have a good week. I love you. The universe loves you. And you are not alone. Good night.